All right, MyInsanity and Astragon, welcome back. This is the first game of potentially 3 with this team. These are the semi-finals, getting ready for tomorrow. So we've already seen Lintner go through, and we're looking at MyInsanity and Astragon. So JCB fast track ban for MyInsanity. Sorry, for Astragon, apologies. And MyInsanity banning the T6, popular one to ban. Okay, taking its time. There we go. The Case IH, little CVX. And then the final ban for Astragon is, drum roll please. Right, the Fen 1050 Vario, very popular tractor to be banned. Alright, so then the captain's picking. Right, so transport company on both sides banning the ideal, or picking the ideal for both sides, and no bailers. Okay, so both going for a high speed harvesting approach, or at least effective harvesting approach with exactly the same vehicles. Interesting match. So it looks like these guys are going for the exact same strategy. So Case IH and Under Pressure for J4N and Bam Bam. And then the Voltra with Archimedes for Philip versus the John Deere 61020 for PB400. Also a very popular stacking tractor. Then Virex and Steyr, Voltra with Archimedes, and the John Deere. So these teams are identical. There is no difference between them whatsoever. They've picked exactly the same strategies, power-ups, and everything's the same. Alright, so looking after my kids. Excuse me if I disappear every now and then. Alright, game's starting. So let's see how it goes. Good luck to both teams. Already seems to be. Oh, Philip hitting that barrier makes all the difference. You don't think it's much, but that takes 2 or 3 seconds. J4N completely flipping his tractor. Nothing quite like trying to get your tractor back on its wheels when you can least afford it. Okay, so the John Deere was taken by Steyr, and we've got the New Holland taken by PB400. We've got the, looks like the Case by Bam Bam, and Virex has got, can't see what that is. Okay, there's no harvester streak. Doesn't seem to be a baler streak either. Okay, so Philip is in the field harvesting, getting ready to do that first bell drop at 14 minutes and 5 seconds. It's pretty much on track. And then Steyr missing the field for some other reason for a while there. So we should see the first bell at about the 13-minute mark. Okay, J4N, despite his rolling around on the ground, is on track again. Okay, about 13:20 we should see that bell in. 13:25. Stand corrected. Okay, so the guys are very much on track, same kind of speed. Bam Bam overshooting quite a bit. 107 for MyInsanity versus 103, 4 points in it. Okay, so that's not too bad. Guys did take a lot longer than expected. I'm surprised though, because Bam Bam didn't have the same issue that J4N had. or Jan or Jan, um, but he still got his bales in quite late. All right, so both teams being on transport company, both teams running two harvesters concurrently, and yeah, picking up the trailer. Okay, that's the skinny row crop tire tractors make all the difference, is getting that in and moving. All right, so grain wise, MyInsanity is ahead by about 3,500 liters, and Astragon has one more bale. So very much on par with each other, not a big difference. Uh, so we've now got 7 seconds to the drop, and that drop is going to be pretty much mid of the field like it normally is. All right, so we got grain multiplier and direct delivery. We're going to see if anybody's going to take advantage of the grain multiplier. 1.3 direct delivery and 1.5 grain multiplier. So if you've got the grain multiplier is the better option, but if you don't have the grain, direct delivery just makes so much more sense. So let's see if anybody takes it. 34 seconds to go before it disappears. MyInsanity is keeping their lead in terms of the amount of grain that they have by driving alongside the harvester. And there we go. Verix is coming through to go and pick up grain multiplier. 10 seconds to go, so he's going to hang tight for that. Let's see if... yeah, they're both doing the same thing. Okay, grain multiplier on both sides. So both teams are going to go and drop grain now. And MyInsanity having a slight advantage. Just wonder if the advantage is in the cart or if that's still in the harvesters. That should take them to about a 2.1 if they get it right. Whoever starts dropping first has the advantage, and MyInsanity is just slightly in the lead there. MyInsanity is having some problems getting onto the platform. All right, so pretty much okay. So the little bit of a lead that MyInsanity had, they lost. Astragon is a little bit ahead, but they're countering each other pretty consistently. Let's see who runs out of grain first. That's pretty much all it is. Alright, so Astragon is out of grain, and MyInsanity is the same, and they are tied. And they've left the grain carts there by the drop-off point, and that means that the guys are going to go and harvest all the way to that side of the field and then have the two harvesters drop off into that one grain cart. Okay, in terms of liters, MyInsanity is still in the lead. I don't see that changing, but Bam Bam is now going to go and put bales on the field. All right, 1 minute and 6 seconds left for the next drop, and teams are getting ready to go and pick up their bale collectors. Looking at the guys bailing across to the far side and then running back with that trailer. So let's see who gets into that space first. Neither team is ready for any kind of a bale orientated drop at the 8-minute mark. Nobody has bales back at the barn, so any kind of multiplier, anything like that, it's not going to have any advantage. Okay, so Steyr is going through already with the John Deere. Fascinating getting that big blade machine in there. You can see now why they had the delay trying to get the trailer in as it was. It just gives them the best advantage to go and drop grain directly from the harvesters. All right, so, okay, so what have we got for the drop? Drop has just been spawned. Let's switch across to that. Come on, guys. So MyInsanity is, okay, herbicide and silo closed. Oh, MyInsanity has closed the silo for Astragon, which is not terrible, it just delays them. So MyInsanity does have a slight advantage. It's been closed for both sides. So it is a 2.1 multiplier for the next 70 seconds. So as much as you don't want to go waste time dropping bales at the wrong point, they will not have a change for the next 60 seconds. Now would be a good time to drop a few bales and get the advantage of that 2.1 multiplier. And for the Astragon team, go and put the bales down ready to go for when you are able to go and drop bales. Both teams back in the field, and yeah, Astragon started harvesting again, and yeah, that's a nice full machine. Astragon with a full harvester there, getting ready for the 22 seconds to pass so that they can drop their grain. And MyInsanity has stopped harvesting completely. They are now pulling bales back. So is that a fixed strategy? Are they going to go back and harvest a little bit more? I don't see that they would need to. Okay, and that timer should end 7 seconds. Okay, 14 bales, 8,000 liter difference between the two. That is significant. So MyInsanity are holding that lead. And dropping bales now. 169 at a 2 times multiplier, so no advantage to either team. However, Astragon is way ahead. They have got grain to drop. Are they going to drop it? Another 5,900 liters. MyInsanity is now picking up bales. Having 14 bales on the field, they are, you know, it is a fairly even playing field at the moment. It's going to come down to the super drop. What is that going to do for them? Okay, so MyInsanity, the Astragon's going to go and drop some more grain and get them maybe to a 2.1 multiplier. They've only got 5,900 liters. Yeah, and they just make it. Okay, so 48 seconds to the super drop. Let's see what that does for us. But the teams are fairly evenly matched. Astragon, less bales available, but a better multiplier and a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of points. So they need to keep this multiplier in their favor, and they need to try and drop the maximum number of bales using the belt. So let's see where they come through. MyInsanity has got the possibility of getting some bonus points. They got 6 out of 10 bales, so if Astragon doesn't drop a bale soon, that could hurt them quite badly. It's 6 out of 10, and Phillips coming up. Super drop is spawned. What is it? Bale points. Alright, so whoever gets that first, and it's already been picked up by MyInsanity. Well done, MyInsanity. No, it was picked up by Astragon. So Astragon is not in trouble yet, but 6 bales, only 4 bales need to be dropped, and nobody's loading bales. So is this a risk they're taking to try and just make sure that they're getting the maximum points for their bales? Virex coming in, he's going to drop those. He's just going to put it in the bottom door. There we go. Just stopped that those bonus points for MyInsanity. Even though it wasn't maximum points, they were not at risk yet though. They had 6 bales down and only 1 bale on the conveyor belt. They could have quite easily as dropped on the conveyor belt, got the better points, and gone from there. Okay, so Philip rushing along to go and get some more bales. 22 bales for Astragon and 21 for John Deere. MyInsanity, apologies. Looking at the tractor, not the team. Looking good so far. Fairly even match. It's just now down to who gets the bales in the most efficiently. Astragon has the better multiplier, has about the same number of bales as MyInsanity. So MyInsanity getting 19 points. It's a 2-point difference per bale that gets dropped. So it costs 20 bales. Astragon can put in 1 less bale, and they don't have the capacity for that. They are short, no matter which way you look at it. So Astragon's going to come up just a little bit short unless they're able to pull out a few more bales out of the field and get that bale count up by at least another maybe 3 or 4. Astragon coming in with some bales, 374 to 511, and bales being dropped. Virex having a problem loading the bales properly. PB400 seems to be fairly consistent, putting the bales up and not dropping any. Okay, 530 to 395, 1 minute 14 left. Alright, so Astragon. Okay, so I'm gonna predict this, and I'm gonna say about a 650, 680 for MyInsanity, and no, probably more like a 740. And Astragon's only gonna hit about a 650. Come on, guys. 10 bales in the field. So there's 4 going up. They might actually have a chance. It's 30 seconds left with bales on the ground. New bales coming in. Bales on the conveyor. Oh, and Philip is stuck. What did he do? Ah, that's a pity. And that's a problem one. You can't really get around that. You kind of have to go and ram that baler to get it clear. 4 seconds, 667 and 768. Well done to MyInsanity with the win. Both teams pretty evenly matched. Just that last little bit where they had a few mistakes. Dropped the bales in the bottom door instead of the top. Only 2 bales undelivered. That was because of the baler getting stuck. That would have probably given them a little bit of an advantage. But good game all round. 101 points in it.